this is Deborah Anderson, the Black Woman Animator, coming back to you with another video. And this video is about my Black Artpril challenge from start to finish, where I'll just tell you kind of how I started, how I ended, and what I'm going to try to do for next year. So my Black Artpril challenge came to me at the beginning of February, and that kind of sucked because I was like, if I had thought about it earlier, if I had thought about it in December, or maybe even January, then I could have done it for Black History Month, but it is what it is, and I didn't want to wait till the next year to do it for Black History Month 2020, so I had to pick another month. And I felt like, even though it came to me at the beginning of February, I felt like doing it in March would have been too quick on the draw, so I picked April. And so I am going to go through the process of everything that I had to do. So the first thing that I had to do was choose a name. Now, even though I go by BlkWmnAnimator and my moniker is a bit on the nose, I don't like to do that for other things. And so I picked April as a month, but I did not want to call it Black Art April. I just felt like that was very generic and not creative. So I did pick Black Artpril, and now when I came up with that, I showed it to my father and some friends, and a couple people were like, oh yeah, I don't like it because it's too hard to pronounce, blase blase. And so I went back to the drawing board, tried to figure out some other names for it, and then asked the people who didn't like it if they had any alternative suggestions, and I didn't like any of them. So I just decided these people are just gonna have to learn how to say Artpril. So I continued on with Black Artpril. The next thing I had to do was come up with a purpose. So I had tried to participate in Sculptimber last year. I had heard of Inktober, I had heard of Mermay, and I had just got done participating in Sculpt January. So I thought, oh, it would be good, or it would be cool to have a daily art challenge that targeted Black people. So that's how I came up with the purpose, because I like the idea of people coming together and learning from each other across the diaspora. So that's what ended up being the purpose, to bring people from across the diaspora together to have similar topics, but kind of show how different people in different places have their own take on that topic. And then we can learn about different historical points, cultural differences, and all that. So that's how I chose the purpose of Black Art April, or Black Artpril, was to kind of bring people together from all across the world and just shine a light on their talents. And that's essentially what I've been trying to do for a very long time, because when I was a freshman in college at Rochester Institute of Technology, I created a program called Celebrating Diversity Through the Arts. And it was kind of same, where I wanted all of the art majors who were people of color to show off their work, and I wanted to highlight them. Now, back then, I was a behind-the-scenes type person, so I didn't even speak at my own event. But now I'm on camera telling you how I did this iteration of my idea. So that was the purpose. So next is the setup, and the setup was pretty easy. After I chose the name Black Artpril, I just grabbed all the social media handles. So I went to Facebook, created a Facebook group and a Facebook page, went to Twitter, got Black Artpril, went to Instagram, got Black Artpril. I actually recently purchased a domain. I might have Black Artpril on other social media, just so I can have it so nobody tries to steal it from me if it gets big. But just simple setup, just trying to grab all the social media handles, put the purpose in the descriptions, and then start creating content for me to share. So next was creating a logo. So since my idea is similar to the concept of Pan-Africanism, which I'll read the definition. Pan-Africanism is a worldwide movement that aims to encourage and strengthen bonds of solidarity between all indigenous and diasporan ethnic groups of African descent. So because my concept was similar to that, I decided to use the colors red, black, and green. And then when creating the logo, I was like searching for a symbol that could kind of bring us, like it was meaningful. And I landed on the Black Power symbol just because I felt like that was something powerful to use in my logo. And so that was kind of the basis. I created my logo myself. I'm still not a graphic designer, but yeah, I just did my own logo because that was the easiest thing to do, and that's how I did it. So after that, I created the schedule, and so some pieces of the schedule was that in March, since I decided to kind of put it a ways off, I wanted to build some momentum in March. And so I created some warm-up activities. So that was doing something for Mardi Gras and then doing something for St. Patrick's Day. So that would help people kind of get the idea of what I was trying to do, but also put it out there to get people's attention to say, okay, what is this for? Okay, it's for Black Artpril. Let me look into what that is about. And then there was like obviously the daily challenge. And then there was some post challenge activities that I like wrote down and on the schedule, but I did not get to, like people picking there was actually during to pick your favorite piece for the day, but I didn't have time to do that. And then there was like the post activity, like pick your favorite one from the whole thing, and there was some other things. But hopefully maybe I'll get to do that next year. If I can get like maybe some more people to help me, then it'll be easier to execute that. But that was the simple schedule that I came up with. So next were my promotional videos. So I had my announcement video, my guidelines video, and then the daily topics video. And so I had to get the idea out there. So I created those videos and then spent money on ads to get it out on Facebook and Instagram leading up to the Black Artpril. I had a student from RIT where I went. She was putting on a Women of Color film festival, and so I sent a tailored video for my alma mater to her to have her play at the event. And I think that's the only extra thing that I did outside of like Black Artpril itself. But yeah, I had to create the promotional videos to promote the daily art challenge and just get it out there. Next was recruitment. So I had to get people interested in doing the daily art challenge. First, I started with people I knew, so people I went to school with, artists that I knew, colleagues that I've maybe never met but are artists. And so I asked a lot of people that are in my circle if they could do it, and one person kind of did it. So almost none of the people that I asked that said they would do it actually did it, which I'm okay with because I'm already under the understanding that most of the time strangers are going to support you more than people that know you. So it was like really not that big of a deal. It was just a tactic to try and see if people would do it, and they didn't, so it's whatever. But another thing that I did was I created my social media accounts, and then I would scour different hashtags like Black Art. Drawing While Black was really popping in February. I think it's a February thing. And then some other hashtags, Black artists, and I would follow people who I could confirm were Black artists, because there are other people that use Black art and I don't really know what it means to them, but it doesn't mean what it means to us. So I had to kind of confirm before I followed people that they were actually of the diaspora. And so I would follow them, and then hope that they would follow me back. And that got some people interested, so that was a good tactic. And then lastly, I used ads. And so with the promotional video and then with some other artwork, I would pay for the ads and target it to, I know I did for Instagram, I did one where I really just targeted a bunch of African countries, which did get a lot of response, but I don't think a lot of them actually participated. They just followed me. And so, yep, I did ads, reaching out to my network, and following people. So following people on Twitter and Instagram might have been the way that I got most of my participants, I think. So, yep, that was a good strategy. Next is execution. So execution of Black Artpril was definitely very difficult because I was the only person doing it. And, yeah, I was the only person doing it. So I did schedule a lot of the posts, the daily topics posts. So whether that was through Facebook scheduling or using Hootsuite and Buffer for like Twitter and Instagram, I scheduled most of my stuff. Like with Instagram, for free, you can only schedule so many things. And so at some point, I just had to go in there maybe 2/3 of the way through and then schedule the rest of the stuff. But that helped me because it would have been crazy to do that in real time. And for me personally, it was hard also because I was creating it and then I was trying to participate in it. So eventually, you know, my commute and the fact that I have a volunteer leadership position that is kind of like a second full-time job, and in the middle of April, that really picked up of my responsibilities and I couldn't drop the ball on that. So I wasn't able to participate like I did. I did try to, since I'm the one that created it and I already knew what the topics were, I did try to kind of get ahead of it, but I didn't start early enough, so I was not able to create stuff beforehand. Maybe I could do that next year. I probably would just create the topics like today and then start working throughout the year on my content so I could actually participate in every day next year. But yeah, that was the execution of it. And it went pretty smoothly. I think there was only a couple times where maybe the topic post was a little bit late because I tried to post them at 12 a.m. I don't know if I posted at 12 a.m. my time or Eastern Standard Time, which if people across the world are trying to participate, then that is late for them, but I didn't know what time to put to make it convenient for like all time zones, so I just kind of did Eastern Standard Time, I think. So yeah, that was the execution. Some unexpected things that happened, which weren't really a big deal, was that some people commandeered the hashtag. So, you know, some people spam their description with hashtags, and so Black Artpril was just like another hashtag for them to add to their content, which essentially, I mean, you really can't do anything about, especially if it was to get bigger. But because this was the first year and not that many people were participating, I did message people and just said, yeah, I'm trying to get this off the ground and I don't want to confuse people with your artwork and using the hashtag, but you are more than welcome to start participating. If it's okay, could you please stop using the hashtag? And I think every time I did that, people pretty much was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I think a couple people, one or two, may have like actually started participating after I sent that message. But yeah, another thing that's still happening is that artists are like tagging me in random artwork under Black Artpril, and I don't really understand the point of them tagging me because what is that supposed to do? But yeah, and then lastly, people were like putting the hashtag on archaic posts. So like they would find a post from 2 or 3 years ago that fit the topic, but the thing about like marketing and recruitment for the daily challenge is that if you put the hashtag on a post from 2 years ago, it's not like Facebook. It's not going to come up again. It's just going to be a hashtag on an old post that nobody's going to see. So I'm not going to share it, because something that I was doing was, if you participated, I would share your content on whatever social media platform you're using. So if the one person who was doing it on Twitter, I would always retweet his stuff. And then there's several people that were doing it on Instagram, I would repost it on the Black Artpril Instagram. So it doesn't benefit the challenge or me for you to put the hashtag on an old post. Now, that didn't keep people from, like, I kind of told, like, it didn't keep people from, like, taking old art and making a new post. People could have done that, but I don't know if people understood that they could have done that. But it didn't. It was more helpful to me to gain kind of momentum and notoriety or whatever for the challenge if you post it as new content, so that your followers can see, so that they can click on the hashtag and then see what's going on. So those were a couple things that I just didn't think about beforehand, so I kind of had to create some little PSAs during the thing, just to be like, okay, I didn't want people to be weirded out that I wasn't sharing, so I'm like, I'm only sharing new posts, or this hashtag is only for people participating in the daily challenge. So that was a couple hiccups or whatever. Now, as far as participation, I had approximately 12 or so artists that participated in Black Artpril, which I am very proud of. I would have been proud if one person participated in it, because I thought like nobody was gonna participate in it. And not because of like typical like woe is me, like I suck type stuff, but I just was like, why would anybody participate in this if they don't know who the heck I am, or they don't know who the heck Black Artpril is? So it was just like, I was just really worried that people wouldn't buy into it and participate. Now, there was no one artist that did it every day, not even me. And so, but it's a daily challenge and people got lives and stuff like that. So it wasn't a big deal that people didn't participate every day. But it was a success. I just hope I can get better participation next year. So lastly, my plans for next year, I hope to start earlier for promoting Black Artpril, so that I can get more people interested, get it in more people's face. And also, hopefully I can figure out how I can get in touch with like different companies, so that I can have prizes. And that, I feel like that would definitely encourage people to participate more, because I know for Sculpt January, they team up with a lot of animation companies, and then they give away like software and different things, and that's if you participate every day. So that kind of guarantees that you have participation every day, and that makes your challenge more successful. And then at the end, you're supposed to like submit all the stuff that you did every day, and you get like a little buffer period, like maybe an extra 5 days, and then you submit it, and then the judges select who the winners are. So hopefully maybe I can I don't know if they're like black art supply companies, or I'll figure it out. Maybe even give away some shea butter or something like that. But yeah, I hope to have like prizes next year, so I can have it be bigger and better, and have a bunch of participants, and the goal is to have at least one person do it every day. Which I mean, like, there was the one dude that did it on Twitter, like, I was hoping he would, I think he just lost steam. Like, maybe, I feel like 60% of the way through, he's like, okay. But I appreciate the effort. So if you're interested in seeing any of the artwork that was produced during Black Artpril, just look at the hashtag Black Artpril on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. And then I plan on posting it on my website under BlkWmnAnimator.com /Black Artpril. And so if you're interested in seeing that. And I hope you participate next year. And if you have any thoughts, please leave them down below. Like, comment, subscribe, sign up for post notifications, share this video, and I will see you in the next video.